now recording. So everything we say, I can now record and use against you if I
Use
so
it in a
desire.
court of law.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course.
Hello, friends, and welcome to 10 Points Under, where we let our freak flags fly. This is Big Bullfrog slash Taylor slash, I don't know, Mr. Pearson, I guess, is my more recent title as a somewhat new teacher. But joining me today is a newcomer to the channel, a awesome map maker, great guy, person I've had honestly up till now not enough experience with. Like the little bit of experience, like interaction I've had with him up till now has been great. But I'm excited to be able to cast a game and talk with him a little bit more. This is Ulysses. Welcome, Ulysses.
Well, thank you. Not as excited as I am to be on the show. I'm a huge fan, so thanks for having me.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah. No, I'm really excited for this. Um, quick shout out for Ulysses. Just for all the watchers who I'm sure are 100% interested in it. It's because of Ulysses that I have like real life glaciers and snow pieces. Uh, I bought some from him a little while ago, actually. Now that I think about it, but like he's the one guy I could find them from that wasn't gouging prices. So I'm like eternally thankful to eternally thankful to you for that. So that's one aspect of like why I'm a big fan of you.
I think you were probably like one of the first people I interacted with on the forums with that sale, and like I saw that it was you, and I was like, oh, I've seen him on the Sir Heroscape channel, I think, for some of the tournaments. And I
Yeah.
think you had maybe some wonky like paper mache tundra, if I recall, or maybe someone in the
Yeah, it's
team
like
did.
it's like a plaster cloth that I draped over wire frames, and it
Okay, okay.
like for custom stuff, I'm pretty proud of it, but it's nowhere close to the real stuff.
I liked it. I liked it, but I
Oh,
was
thank
happy
you.
to provide you the real thing for a good price, hopefully.
Yeah, no, it was a great price. It was an amazing price. I was super happy that you were willing to
Good
sell it
deal.
at that. Um, but yeah, and also for those of you who do not know, Ulysses is a map maker. He's submitted several entries to the ARV contests. He's got his own map thread. I was actually checking it out a little bit before we started the game, and he's got some good stuff in there. So I will tag that in the description because
Woo.
I like to tag stuff that my co-casters do, and you can check that out. It'll be a good time. But to hop onto the game really quick, so today we are watching the round one game of the online con main event day one tournament. I think I got all the right words in there. Um, so this is round one from day one of the championship. This is a game between quozl up here in the top left, and Boromir96 down here in the bottom right. Now, Boromir, I guess we'll start with Boromir really quick. We've seen him on the channel a couple times before. You might remember him. He's playing. Okay, so yeah, each army in this format is like my favorite army ever. So I guess I can't get too much mileage off of saying it's one of my favorite armies, but it is one of my favorite armies. He's running this wonky build down here with Raylan, Anna Carathon, a Mind Flayer Mastermind, Laglore, and one squad of Death Reavers. It's a really cool army. I love it. Up here in the top left, we've got quozl. Quozl is actually new to the 10 Points Under channel, so this will be the first game of his that we're watching, but he is one of the admins on Heroscapers.com, and he's a great guy. I personally haven't really interacted with him a ton, but I don't know, like he runs in like some of the C3V circles, for example, that I run in as well. And so while we haven't like really interacted much, I have seen a lot of like, I don't know what he's done, what he's said, stuff like that he does for basically the Heroscape community, and he does a lot. All of the admins do, and he definitely pulls his weight. He's a great guy. He's running this army of 3 squads of Blade Gruts, Ornak, Nirak, Marku Wine, Isamu, and Deathwalker 8000. So this is going to be a really exciting matchup. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes, me too. I'm really excited to see what the start is going to be here for quozl with Ornak in there. I don't know if he's going to go straight Ornak, maybe get the Marku without the Eternal Hatred happening here, or if he's just going to roll out his Gretz. We'll have to see.
Yeah. I'm definitely wondering the same. I was looking at the map a little bit before we started recording. Just counting spaces for Marku because I know one popular option for Marku was 7 move flying, especially with
Yeah,
Ornak, is to like grab a glyph.
do the
Um,
glyph grab, sure.
yeah, unfortunately, he like even if he was placed at the edge of the start zone on this map, he wouldn't have been able to make that move. So he's gonna have to go with something a little bit different here.
Yep, absolutely. Just one shy, it looks like.
But yeah, what about, let's see, just before we jump into the game, I know you were saying before we started recording that, like as a map maker yourself, you let's see, I don't know if you were saying explicitly that you love this map or that you think it's a little wonky or,
Well, we'll say it's an interesting map. It's not a
yeah.
map that I would build, and I will start off by saying that I'm not a great map builder, and I'm learning every day. But yeah, no, I think this map, and I think I've seen this map played in the past, but it usually tends to really pot up right around the center, right between the walls, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are the glyphs to draw action out to the sides, but I don't know. Of course, there's hopefully going to be a Kelda burn at some point. I'm sure someone's going to be edging for that, but yeah, it's. I feel like there's going to be a lot of central action. I don't know if those glyphs are heavy enough to actually bring action to the outskirts, but we'll have to see how they play.
Yeah, that'll be really, really interesting. Like, I mean, I've casted a couple games on this and played a few games on this map already. And so you definitely do have like kind of a quick route to action through the middle. Which and this is kind of speculation, just a little bit of speculation
Sure.
before we jump into the game. But so the way that Boromir's got his pod set up, and I mean, like, this is definitely a pod army. You like want it to go to one strong spot and like thrive there, basically.
Sure.
And so, like, it definitely looks like he's going to push towards this plateau, which looks like a great spot because it's got some extra defense of this molten lava
Hmm.
here that's not over here, and so that's gives him more. I don't know, just like I guess fewer roads to clog up with the Death Reavers while he's playing
Sure.
defense.
Yeah.
But like you said, Kelda's clear over here, so like I mean, if Kelda was right here, that'd be like a total dream for Boromir to be able
Yeah.
to set up right here, have
Yeah.
Kelda at his disposal. Since he doesn't, I wonder if quozl will be able to use Kelda very well. It'll be hard if he's trying to come over this way with melee units to then get a melee hero over here to take Kelda and then get back into the action. But
Sure.
I don't know. There's a lot of shenanigans that could happen here.
There certainly are.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. Let's go ahead and hop right into it.
Let's roll it.
All right, so we've got Mind Flayer and a Laglor Rats for Boromir, and he's got a 4 for initiative.
Oh, the time that the 4 beats out the initiative roll. That's always a nice feeling. Oh
Oh,
wait,
I know,
nope.
right?
Excuse me.
Well,
Misreading that.
we'll see how they count that. I'm imagining quozl accidentally hit the
I see.
D20 roll instead. So looks like quozl will take it with the 7.
Oh, and we are going with the Ornak launch.
Ooh, sweet.
So yeah, probably a Marku and Deathwalker, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would imagine get Deathwalker right here. Get ready to start shooting stuff. So Deathwalker 8000 is one of my low key, like one of my favorite niche units. I wouldn't use them if I was like doing in like a straight up bring two blind game or tournament format, but it's surprisingly really good at the niche things that it is supposed to do. Oh, it's Isamu though. Boo.
Okay, I see. Yeah, that's very surprising. Yeah, I would have thought there would maybe be a Deathwalker push. I actually had to reread up on Deathwalker because I don't think I've played any Deathwalker in probably 2 years. So
Oh, really? This will be a good reintroduction.
yes, absolutely. I mean, of course, when I started playing the game, which was only about 4 years ago, I only had the first set, and I did have Deathwalker 8000 as well. So I did get quite a bit of plays with them back then. But yeah, as soon as you start expanding your collection, then he kind of fell to the wayside. But
True. Yeah, that does unfortunately happen. But yeah, I do like him for like I don't know anywhere where I can get like into a draft format because people tend to
yeah,
underestimate Deathwalker, and if you can,
and that would be me.
right,
Yes.
right, it's like, and it's still specific, but if you can get him against an army that's like if you can get him into a situation, I guess, where he's taking two two or less attacks per turn, which is already super ideal for any army, I guess. But a lot of the time it's like taking like 4 or 5 attacks per turn that will bring up that Deathwalker roll. If he's only taking like 2 a turn, you can still whiff at any time, but it does make his longevity a lot better. So
Sure. Yeah, and he's kind of got you know, I don't know, a little bit of a counter draft both ways because he doesn't have a lot of low defense figures that he can just rip through. But at the same time, he doesn't have a lot of swarms to go against. So it can go either way, really.
Yeah. And so we'll see. I'll be honest, I'm a little biased here. I really want to see Deathwalker just go off on a spree in this game.
Yes, certainly.
Interesting.
Yeah, another Marku.
Yeah, second turn Marku takes the Wanok glyph.
He does for the glyph, all right. For the early game. Just making sure he has it, I guess.
Yeah, like Marku will last there for a good while, probably. I feel like it's a little early and a little exposed, but I mean that will draw fire. I don't know, like if Marku becomes a distraction and Boromir is attacking Marku instead of Blade Gruts as Blade Gruts are advancing, I think that's a win, probably.
Yeah, well, we do have Mind Flayer kind of inching up to the east there, so that could be a good draw for him. I'm curious to see where Anna is going to go in this as well, or if it's just going to pot up around Anna to where all the heroes are getting the healing.
Yeah, I'd imagine you've got to put Anna like 1, 2, 3. Like she probably ideally goes right here, I'm guessing. That kind of seems to be what Boromir is moving towards.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll see. Oh, and Laglor taking the attacks against Marku there. 7 range, pretty good.
And I love Laglor.
Yeah. He's a fun character. He's one of my favorite characters just because of, I don't know, how ridiculous he is. In that, like, he's a gorilla with an eye patch and a peg leg and a giant flag that has machine guns on top of it. I mean, you can't get much more Heroscape than that.
Of course, yeah. Until they get those penguins with the machine guns, I think that pretty much settles it. All right. So we got Gruts going. Probably get Narak out there.
There we go. Man, I love that 8 move for Narak.
Yes.
Yeah, just go right there. And basically, wherever he wants to be with Narak, he can be with Narak. And bringing up some Blade Gruts. And this'll... Again, I'm really fascinated by this matchup because there's a lot of potential on both sides. And I'm wondering where it's going to come through and where it's not quite going to come through, because I'm sure there are going to be some attempt. I mean, because there's also so much potential to kind of fall flat. Like, Deathwalker, ton of potential to overachieve, also tons of potential to just, die.
Certainly.
Yeah, Laglor also, like, going against Blade Gruts, you're like, oh, that's a dream. I can auto-load for days. But, I mean, there's plenty of times where you roll your first auto-load attack and don't get that symbol, and it just falls flat. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. This is going to be
absolutely. Well, plus we've got the good battle between number of attacks per turn. I mean, running blades versus this little hero pod should be pretty interesting.
Right. Yeah, and like this hero pod is in a great defensive position, but like you said, attacks per turn. If like you're kind of relying on Laglor to get multiple kills of Blade Gruts each turn.
Yeah, to keep up unless Mind Flayer gets lucky and can strip some mortar markers.
Right. Yeah.
Give it back.
So yeah, it's I like these kinds of battles where there's a lot of like I don't know counterplay that can be had on both sides.
Absolutely. Trying to see, Mastermind has not an area of effect. It's just okay. Special attack 3. All right, gotcha.
All right, so quozl doing the Ornak again. Probably yeah. Okay, so this time he's doing
There we go.
Earthwalker. Probably other order mark or other activation. Sorry, is Isamu, I'm guessing. Move up Isamu a little bit. Don't know. Yeah, I don't see why you do Nirak.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you want to give him some lava height, I suppose. With 3 life, that sounds risky, but
Right. Yeah.
only 50% shot. So
Yeah. It's fine. Isamu going around the flank. Interesting.
hmm. Well, I guess if anyone tries to go for Nirak, he's in striking distance. Yeah, always interesting to see Isamu played, offensively and not just as a last resort at the end game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still not the biggest Isamu fan personally, but I do think he gets more interesting in Ornak armies where you do have that potential to use him offensively.
Mhm.
And like use him more like a ninja and try to assassinate something.
Absolutely.
All right, so there goes Marku.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, did
Got
not.
a wound out of it, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, you know what?
Did they even roll for Wannick? I
I
didn't
think they forgot
catch
to
that.
roll for it.
Oh no.
Oh,
All that
that
trouble.
hurts.
All that trouble.
I know. Man, I cannot count the number of times I have had Wannock. Even very purposefully, like, okay, I've got to make sure I get Wannock for this round or whatever, and then just completely forgotten to,
Oh yeah.
to
No,
roll for
I'm
it.
the king of forgetting glyphs that I'm on. I'm really, really good at that. Maybe one of my best Heroscape features.
I mean, it's a strength. It's a strength.
Well, if you don't roll for it, you're never gonna roll a 1, so
There
there's
you
that.
go. There you go. I like that. I like that attitude.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Narek going forward, going for a Death Reaver, which,
Of course doesn't die, as per normal.
yeah, I think I like that move actually though, because that Death Reaver is currently not in Raylan's aura, so that's like one of the best shots you have at actually killing a Death Reaver, probably
Very
throughout
true.
the game. And so it does give scatter, but I think which
Yeah, 1 squad is not as much of a pain.
right, and like each time you kill one of those guys, it's I mean with only one squad
With
that
only 1 squad, yeah, that's great.
yeah. Usually you're going against like 3 of them, so you're like, okay, if I kill one rat, there's still 10, 11 more. But in this
Yeah.
case, you're like, oh, I can actually make progress. That's great.
Yep, really favoring the Wannick there.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't love that. I think Wannock's a trap right now.
Yeah, on turn 1 with that pod there, oof. I don't know if I'd go for that. Okay, getting some folks on the road.
Making some nice lines, looking for those attacks in. Looks like quozl wants to do some damage before Boromir is able to set up super well, which would be great.
Can't blame him there. That's kind of his win scenario, is putting in as much
Mm-hmm.
damage before he can get a good pod set up.
Exactly, yeah. And again, taking an attack at a Death Reaver that was outside of Raylan's aura. Unfortunately, this time he blanked, so didn't even need to roll defense. But I do again like the attack, just because I don't yeah, like we said, each kill for the Death Reavers in this army is really, really big, and if you can do it while they're outside of Raylan's aura, then that's huge.
Absolutely. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, that rat. Okay, so he's all in the aura now, except for the northern guy for the rats.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully Autolo gets super lucky and can take some of them out with a special, but 6 defense is not fun.
Right, yeah,
Good
exactly.
stats are good stats.
Mm-hmm. All right, Boromir going for Mind Flayer,
On turn 2, okay.
which can, target this guy. Try to steal an order marker. Nirak loves, or sorry, not Nirak. Mind Flayer, I think is another one of those like underrated
Oh,
units
absolutely.
who's like, he's not great, but he does really well when he's in the right situation, which I think is probably this
His
one
blade
where,
rats.
yeah, Blade Gruts, like Blade Gruts
Yeah,
specifically, weak or low defense figures that have a lot of order markers on them, and
until
have
they
some
roll all
heroes
3
around.
defense dice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and he's going for the oh shoot, what's it called? The enslave roll on Nirak. Yeah,
Ah,
looking for that
interesting.
lava dunk.
Yeah.
Because, why not?
Hey, that's a good thing about this map. At least there is a 2-space molten lava on one side.
Right. Alright, so Blade
Maybe hear
Grut's
my
again.
OCD going off from this map not being symmetrical. That may be apparent. Okay,
Going for the Raylan.
going aggressive. All right.
Interesting.
Orc Raylan versus Raylan.
Yeah. Oh, and he blanks that roll. Oh
And he blanked it.
no.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no. Oh, that hurts so bad because that's already such a big risk to
Oof,
take.
yeah. 2,
And
3. Yeah, you've got no one else in the or. Okay, well, all right. Moving some blades, I can get that.
yeah, you got, but I mean, he with this aggressive push, he's leaving a ton of orcs still back in the start zone.
Yeah,
And so it's, I mean, if it works, like, if you swap that out with like 3 skulls, for example, because you got the same odds of rolling 3 skulls as 0 skulls for this,
yeah,
I mean, that becomes a really big potential swing and can just win you the game. But I mean, it's one of those things. If it works, it's gonna work awesomely, but it has to work. And if it doesn't, then I mean, like having all these orcs stuck in the back is exactly what this pod wants to be fighting against.
yeah.
Luckily, he is moving some up now. Oof, and he got the 2 out of 2 there, and
Ouch.
still blocked. Oh, and I didn't even realize. Oh man. Okay, so another fun synergy that I hadn't even thought about is that Anna Carathon has her defensive aura against
Oh, yeah.
Ukar figures.
Yep, absolutely.
So man, just this matchup gets better for Boromir. And Laglar ready to tear it up. Kills the glyph holder. Noise. Interesting development to this game so far.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think of what the next round looks like here. I mean, probably going Gruts. As far as Boromir, he's got some things to think about, but he's, I'm assuming, okay with that based on the army he decided to go with, and he gets a 20 for initiative, so that helps too.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, especially with Mind
Hey,
Flayer,
Mind
because
Flayer.
that
Yeah,
gives you
Mind
more
Flayer
chance
first
to.
turn. That's what I would go with. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You can strip all 3 of the order markers.
Oh yeah, if you can do that, you just. Well, but I mean, if you do that, that's awesome. But also, that's what I love about the Mind Flayers. It can remove a whole. It could almost relatively easily. Almost relatively easily. Yeah, there definitely has the potential to like strip a whole round of order markers from an opponent. But even if he does, it's still just 1 attack of 3 each turn, and so he's killing at most 3 figures. And so, that's just what I mean. I think it's a nice balance there, where
Yeah, certainly.
like losing a round hurts, but if you lose a round and only take 3 attacks to 3 during that round, it's still not awful.
Yeah. And yeah, now I'm now realizing that he only strips one order marker per successful psionic blast, not
Oh,
the
right.
the
Yes, yes.
entire one. Excuse me. Oh, and a 5.
Not quite, not quite.
Not quite. He needed to pull out his rabbit's foot for that one, or grind up some gypsy teeth. I don't know what people do for luck these days.
One of those things, I'm sure.
One of those. I'm pretty sure it's gypsy teeth. I think that's what the kids are doing.
Probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I feel like I've probably heard that from my students, so
Yeah. It's all over TikTok. Okay. The Ornak with Deathwalker.
Yeah, just one space short of taking a
3,
shot at
4. Oof.
that Death Reaver, so that's unfortunate. Isamu, I'm sure would love to get around and attack Raylan, but that's just gonna take a good amount of time, and I don't know if it's well, let's see. Right there,
Yeah.
next round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still gonna take a little bit of time to get to Raylan. So
Yep. Another on Mind Flare. I like that.
let's see. Mind Flayer already killed one Blade Grut this round, so that's one order marker that was already stolen. Looks like he might kill yep, so he takes another order marker. So that's at least one turn that he's stolen. If one of those order markers was the X. We'll see which one that is here in a little bit, I'm sure. They're voice chatting for the audience. They're using a voice chat, so that's why we're not seeing them like write down which number they're stealing. But yeah, if we see a turn that gets revealed and then ended immediately, we know that
We'll
you
know.
stole that one. Yeah. Yeah, so he kills that guy, looking to enslave Raylan to move her up to better ground. Nice. Yeah, because if he puts Raylan right here,
oh yeah,
it's such a beautiful spy. I mean, it's a leaving disengagement attack, but who cares? You now have high ground against Orcs
exactly.
plus Anna's aura.
Yep, no one's getting hide on you. Yeah, definitely.
That's beautiful. Oh, and he did steal order marker 2.
All right.
Going against the Blade Grut. So what do you think about this? Like how quozl's been developing with this like more aggressive push?
I'm trying to think of the logic of it for the matchup. Oof.
Ooh, man, that hurts. Oh my gosh.
I mean, not that he was doing much, we'll say that, but
right,
still.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, this seems pretty aggressive, and pushing Narak out like that. I mean, like you said earlier, if it works, it works, and it's awesome. If it doesn't work, then you're kind of high and dry, and I think that's what we just kind of saw come to fruition there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a more conservative player, but I think I would have been focusing on slow rolling a little bit more to where I could really guarantee, 3 to 5 attacks per turn.
Yeah, I can definitely I think agree with that. I mean, like myself being a more conservative player as well, but yeah, that's always my concern with more aggressive play. Like just what we saw there with Laglar and Narak, you totally have the potential to like get a big swing on Raylan, but while you're in this position, your opponent also has the potential to get a big swing on your forward hero or squaddies, and looks like quozl even like lost his third order marker as well.
Yeah.
So, but it is hard against this pod where you've got Blade Gruts into like Mind Flayer, for example, because you don't want to be losing those turns. But I don't know. I think this army is like it's strong against armies that string themselves out, but I think the Blade Gruts do have the attrition value, just like the numbers,
Yeah, of
to
course.
be able to like just go for that slower push to try to just to out attrition this other army, especially with Deathwalker, where you can use those special attacks to try to. I mean, doesn't quite have the same potential as Laglor in this matchup because the special attacks are less likely to wound against so much defense. But yeah, it gives you a chance to ping from far away while you're still setting up.
Absolutely. And who do you go for with Deathwalker right now?
That's the
tough.
question. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, you clear out rats.
I'd maybe go for Raylan. I think. Whoever. Yeah, that was Raylan. So he got 2 wounds on Raylan. Yep. He can go again now.
All right.
Yeah. There we go, Deathwalker. That's another 2 wounds. Let's do it again. Oh yeah, there we go. Come on, Deathwalker.
Oh, no. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, no, like.
Great call though. It worked out.
4 wounds on Raylan in 1 turn. Yeah, there you go. And also, I will say, okay. Also, disclaimer: hindsight's 2020, right? Like we're watching the game.
Yes.
And we're saying this after all the die rolls happen. So, not to try to make it sound like I know exactly what I'm talking about 100% of the time, because this is coming after the rolls happened. But seeing that in retrospect, I'd probably just like use Deathwalker as my chance to swing the game, instead of Nirak and a Blade Grut, because Deathwalker has a lot more high roll potential than Nirak does. And if you lose Deathwalker, then you can still cluster up your orcs and you don't have to spread out figures to do that as much. You just send out the
one. Absolutely. Even if, I would maybe just go, hard Deathwalker here. If you lose him, you've kind of got your own separate little army still waiting in the start zone with Ornak bonding and Blade Gruts. Kind of bring that up as a little bit of a slow roll, get everyone into position. So yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, and especially like if you slow roll your orcs, then you also still have that offensive potential. I think the one guy we haven't talked about enough much because he hasn't been used yet, really like himself, is Ornak, with that attack buff that he has for the Blade Gruts that can actually help you out attrition and just out damage this army once the clash happens. So yeah, again, I probably would not have said this. Okay, obviously I didn't say this at the beginning of the game, but now looking back in retrospect, I think I do like an aggressive Deathwalker push to try to get that swing if you need it. If you're going for that early swing, and then go with the Blade Gruts. Alternatively, I could also see saving Deathwalker for the late game if you think you can kill Raylan with your Gruts, because then Deathwalker into a bunch of low defense figures is also very appealing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get the block there.
Ooh, nice block. Yeah, Mind Flayer, sometimes awesome, takes a round for you, sometimes just doesn't quite do much.
I think I used him most recently in a D&D campaign. It was 2 Mind Flayers actually with Ornak, and they essentially did absolutely nothing, and I got smoked. But I still love him.
Oh yeah, that's the dream. two Mind Flayers with with Ornak. That sounds great.
It was great. I thought it was going to be wonderful. D20 disagreed.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
There we go. Bringing up Ornak.
Ooh, Blade Grut swinging around. Nice.
5, 6, yeah.
Let's see, forcing an engagement there. Okay, sure. I don't know that it's... Or I guess if he does survive this next turn, could go for the final wound on Raylan.
Yeah, it works out, absolutely. I'm trying to think of who I would be focusing on as far as Boromir's army right now. If I were quozl, not sure who the biggest threat is. It's tough. Mind Flayer, of course. The order markers, that can be really rough, but Laglor can just keep going and going and going. Oof.
Right, yeah, and I think that's part of the strength of this army is like not having a super obvious target. Other than Raylan, you kill Raylan, that's awesome, but like past that, these figures each have like their own strengths and weaknesses that Like Anna can heal the figures. Laglor shoots for days sometimes doesn't.
Yeah,
Mind Flayer steals your round sometimes, but sometimes doesn't. And so like each of them is a separate gamble.
absolutely. Well, yeah, I don't think it's worth it at this point to focus on Anna. Probably, Raylan's probably the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well,
That's a good
now
block from
Mind Flayer's in the
Boromir.
aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Leaving disengagement attack, but yeah, that's definitely good to get him there to try to stop figures from finishing off Raylan.
Yeah. Hey, there it is. There it is. Ouch.
Oof. Oof. Oh no. Deathwalker. Oh, you were the chosen one.
You what? And the 4 does not do it.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I guess actually that was Boromir rolling maybe 4 quozl there, but
yeah, actually, yeah, because technically it was his figure for the turn, so he gets 2.
oh, that's true. That's true. Hey, look at them knowing the rules better than me.
One of those fun quirks where you
Yeah,
don't even get to
absolutely.
roll for your own figure as it dies.
That was such a Boromir move, dunking him in the lava. Sorry, speaking Lord of the Rings, not you, Boromir. Sorry. Denethor would be proud.
He would. Quozl's now hitting the point of like. I mean, it's like none of it has been going his way. He almost got the Raylan kill, but
Yeah,
as
had a
Kevin
good
Dola put
momentum
it
with.
so well once that I really liked, Raylan at 1 life is still putting out a 2 defense aura. So
I've been known to quote that myself. Yes, a 1 life left Raylan is just as good as a 5 life left Raylan.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, and I think that's like one of the worst places to be in, or not worst necessarily. It's a decent place because you can still kill Raylan. It just hurts when you're like, okay, I almost killed Raylan, but did not quite get to finish the job, and now
Yep.
it's like I didn't even hurt her very much. So.
Right.
But quozl will have a good opening potentially at the beginning of next round if, like, for example, this Blade Grub survives, or
Doing an
yeah,
Ornak move and
Isamu can
Isamu to
swing
Raylan.
around 5 attack on Raylan. That'd be great. Eight dice. Oh my god.
Yeah. But did I read that right? What figure is it?
Like 8 dice? Deathwalker's dead.
Yeah, exactly. That was my thoughts.
Oh man, but yeah, such a strong defensive army.
Yeah, I'm really digging Boromir's army. I love these little hodgepodge hero pods.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been a fan of Anna. I've always wanted to run her with Kurok and part of an elemental build. See if they can just kind of hang out together while Kurok just dumps his order markers and hopefully gets healed if he needs to be. But
Oh, that'd be interesting. I like that.
something I haven't experimented with yet, but I've theory escaped it a couple times. But I guess she still has the odds of not healing too, so it's not a guarantee. But
Right. And thinking about, I like the potential for that army. I think you'd need the points to work out just right for it, but
exactly, yeah,
and sometimes you get those armies where it's like, if it's not at this specific point total, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, if we're not doing more than 550, then probably not going to put Anna in a wave of flame build or anything.
Yeah, but when that chance comes, when it happens, it will be glorious.
It's a heroes only tournament. It's 600 points. Yeah, I'm there. Anna's there.
There you go.
It's gonna be great.
All right, so we got a new round, a new
right.
opportunity for quozl to seal the deal, and with a 15 for initiative. Oh, come on, Boromir!
Jeez, Boromir, come on.
No offense, Boromir, but I'm rooting for quozl right now.
I can't help but root for the underdog.
Yeah, especially when things have kind of gone the way they have.
Yeah, Faramir would have been more chill there and rolled a 14.
I
but
know, right? He would be like, "Hey, man, yeah, here, take this." Faramir would have played much more fair.
he would have.
I try. Oh, and gets the blade glut. Okay, I wonder if it's order marker 1 on Isamu. You know, if I were Boromir, just to like look from his perspective, okay, yes, I would 100% lava dunk Isamu.
Yeah.
Even if it was like Isamu right here, Raylan right here, I'd probably still go for Isamu.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just out of spite. And that's why I haven't been doing so well. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, right.
So here comes the Isamu. Yeah, five
Been
dice.
waiting for this moment.
This is what this has all been building towards. This 5 out of 5 skulls.
This will decide the game right here.
Yeah. Okay, 3 out of 5. That's still good. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Takes out Raylan. Boom.
Nice. He rubbed his rosary before that one. Worked out well.
Wait, my player rolled a... Wait. Why is he rolling a d20? Don't know why. Oh, that's for Anna. Duh.
Yeah. And Anna does nothing, as per normal.
Going for that. Yep. Gets a
Oof.
blade glut there. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's fair to say that things are not quite going in quozl's favor right now. It took him almost 2 squads of blade gluts, a Deathwalker, Marku, and Nirak to get rid of Raylan. It's not super pretty. Maybe if Isamu does Isamu things, he's got a chance. But also lost a turn on the blade gluts.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't. Trying to think of a way for him to come back, but he just banked on that offensive strategy and it didn't quite pay off.
Yeah, and you're not really. It's going to take you 2 turns to get Ornak buffs for most of your figs there.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. Or more.
Yeah. I mean, it's so spread out right now. And so we talked a little bit earlier about like how we both would be being more cautious players would have probably developed a little bit differently. Now that I'm looking at this a little bit more though, so I was talking about like the attrition, like where you've got the numbers with the blade gluts, the attacks per order marker versus this army, but and I wonder if this was what quozl was thinking. Going back to what I was saying at the beginning of the game, where Boromir has this great defensive spot where he can just put, like, I mean, if you wanted to, you could just put a line of rats right here if he was pressured and needed to do so, and really that would keep him to only, even if this blade glut army has the potential for 5 attacks per turn, it'd really keep those effective attacks down to like 3.
Absolutely.
If that setup happens and if that slow roll happens. So I wonder if that's maybe what Boromir what quozl might have been thinking and why he went a little bit more aggressive to try to disrupt that placement, to try to take out Raylan. Which is kind of why I could, like, earlier on I could see that. I wasn't thinking of this specifically, but I could see the reason for an aggressive gamble.
Wanting to go a little more aggressive, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this map definitely provides some good options right out of the start zone there for that pod on these 3 hexes.
Mm-hmm.
And plus you can hang some of them out on the road to where if they do need to scatter across the map, you got that going for you too.
Yeah, and I mean I think it's almost like this, like Boromir's army was designed just for this.
Right, exactly.
Where he
just
can,
for
like,
this nice little triangle.
Yeah, right. rats, and then you have your heroes behind that, and they're all healing with Anna, and Raylan's there chilling, and you're fighting a pure Utgard army, so all of your buffs are kicking in, and all you need are
Yeah.
some undead for Anna to then use her special attack on. But
Yeah, well, I mean,
oh wait,
honestly, no
no,
one, no
Marku.
one's been to level 4 on this map, so
True, it's true. Yeah,
for having level 4 and 5 lava, no one's taken the gamble or needed to really.
yeah, because I mean, like Boromir's army has just been
And
dictating
it's
this
on the
battle.
plateau. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this. I mean, really rough matchup for for quozl to play into.
yeah. Well, I think
Like,
Boromir deserves deserves a nod for seeing that about this
mm-hmm.
development for the map and being able to key that out as the perfect place for his army.
Yeah, I mean, who needs Kelda? And I
Right.
mean, like even then with Kelda, you've got Anna to help heal figures. So
Yeah. Yeah, and Deathwalker's not going to worry about Kelda.
right,
It's
yeah,
amazing how Kelda can be the entire focus of the map, or everyone seems to forget that it's even there, depending on the matchup.
I know, right? Like, and yeah, for this matchup, like unless Boromir was setting up in this corner, Kelda is probably not going to be used because again, like
Yeah,
melee heroes, they 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 just can't afford that. Ooh, nice hit
yeah,
from
almost got Mind Flayer out of there.
yeah. That's what we need more. Okay, now we just need this Blade Red to attack up. I'm still rooting for quozl.
Yeah, likewise. It's more fun to watch it turn around.
Yeah, yeah. Right, there we go. There's the one skull. Now we just need a blink. Just need a blink.
Ah,
Come on. All right.
oof.
So Mind Flayer again. Let's. Oh, and takes a 20.
Oh,
Heals those 2 wounds he just took. Oh man. Oh man.
lives to flay another mind. That's on the lower grad.
Okay. So the Gret
All
does
right, yeah,
survive that. No order markers
keeps
stolen
his OM. That's nice.
there. Going for the Enslave on Ornak, which is the wrong choice. You should be going for Isamu, 100%. Force quozl to play 10 points under.
I finally got Bull as part of my collection, and I was definitely thinking about this channel when I got him. Like, oh, I can finally not feel guilty to feel my 10 points.
That's awesome. I like it. Bull's a really fun figure.
He's great. If you ever end up against the last dragon or something,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool. Ooh, going for the Kelda.
There
That
you
makes
go.
sense now.
There you go. All right. Okay. So we're gonna live the dream here for a little bit. So, oh man, even if he lives the dream, that's. I mean, and that's what's sad against like these heroes and how Boromir has set up so that he's limiting engagements. Even if every single wound that could go through did go through, and right here he's got a wound on Mind Flayer, so that's awesome. That
He's still
still
got
doesn't kill anything though with these
oh,
low
he's got
attack
15
grunts.
wounds to work through still, or
Mm-hmm.
don't check my math, but quite a lot.
Yeah. Attacks on Laglor do not go through. So that's a bummer. And then Laglor says, "Hey, I've got guns on my
All right.
flag."
I always feel weird playing Laglor. Like I kind of want him to blank that last die and get a symbol instead. Like 2 attacks and a symbol, I'll take that over the 3 attacks, but
Mm-hmm.
the 3 skulls, I should say.
All right, and I will say I had to peek ahead a little bit because the one thing that I did, well, I wasn't sure, but one thing that I did have a suspicion about for this game was that it did go to time. So since this was a
Aha.
timed tournament, they did go through. They called the time here, and so unfortunately there were like a bunch of figures on the board, so I didn't know who was gonna win really because it'd been so
Yeah.
long. But I can say at this point, It was Boromir. Boromir did take the win here. um, I
I can
mean,
see that.
yeah. He's got a few heroes left. He's got a good amount of points on the board, and unfortunately, quozl does not. But so that's where the game is. Boromir did take the game. Won it off of time, and I mean, like, even if it was played out, probably would have won anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, that was. I'll be honest, that was a little hard to watch as a decided quozl and especially Deathwalker fan.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was just such. I mean,
that was tough.
yeah,
And
no.
I mean, I think I don't know. I don't want to say face value, but you would expect three squads of Grets
Mm-hmm.
and some bonding heroes to make a pretty good showing. But yeah, no, it was a lot less close than I would have imagined, and I
Same.
I can't even fault quozl for how he played in this, because you really had to kind of make some tough decisions to get around this. But great
Mm-hmm.
build by Boromir.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, um, hey, this area right here, this nice triangle for
Yeah,
Boromir. That would like it's a perfect storm, I think, for Boromir, where he's got a great map to set up on. This matchup, I think, on almost any other map. I'm not gonna think about it too in detail right now. I'm not gonna go through specific maps right now because I just don't want to go put that much energy into it
yeah,
at the very end of the video. But I think on a lot of the other maps in the tournament, I think this matchup is a lot closer if Boromir doesn't
yeah,
have this great spot to pot up on.
yeah. It's tough because that spot, it's really hard to to fight for an a height advantage
Mm-hmm.
from anywhere if you're trying to push into that. So I mean, that is really rough. It's kind of like going to the games that go just to the start zone, and then everyone ends up battling in the start zone. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and not much you can do about positioning there. Kind of just fighting the wall as best you can.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. And I mean, like, this just limits the orc attacks. There's not many
Yeah,
good high ground or even ground attacks, like you said. You could sit back with Deathwalker and take shots, which I think that would have been my play. Would be to, like, maybe bunch up blade gruts over in this ish area, or, over in like a blob over here to be
yeah,
on even ground, and then just take like Deathwalker here-ish and just take shots at Death Reavers.
yeah.
Um,
That's a good point. It may have been kind of a come at me situation. Might have done a little bit better for quozl
yeah,
there, where he could kind of angle himself to where he can get some height advantage and maybe do some pot shots. But
yeah. Because
oof,
if you can set it up just right, then you can, like, force Laglor to come out of the auras to shoot
sure,
back at you. But again, that's got to work, like, just right. So even then, I don't think it's. I think it's. I don't think it's necessarily much greater of a chance for quozl in that situation. Um, and so, yeah, like, the aggressive push for Raylan. Again, I do think the Deathwalker aggressive push might have been a little bit I don't know, better, just because of the high roll potential. But I mean, like, you still got the Mind Flayer who, like you did, can still lava dunk Deathwalker. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's 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 a really hard one. Unfortunately.
Well, that's what I guess, a 20% chance. So yeah, if you leave yourself
Mm-hmm.
there for five mind flare turns, then you're kind of pushing your luck. I
Yeah.
think he
Well,
only
yeah.
did it in two, so congrats. But
I know, right? Mind Flayer overachieving, but
yes,
but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I do think quozl did well with, like, the hand he was dealt, going into this matchup with. I mean, I think the deck was a little bit stacked against him with
yeah,
this map. I mean, I honestly, I wasn't expecting it. I was kind of, I was seeing the pod potential at first at the beginning of the game. I just didn't realize how bad that would be for quozl, and so I think he did do well going for those swings and going for those.
sure,
I mean, like, it was a gamble, but it was a gamble that he needed to take to win. Because if he doesn't take a gamble, then
exactly.
he just doesn't win. So,
Yeah,
so I think he did well in adapting there.
Yeah, certainly agree. I mean, it's one of those situations where you can't really play by the normal book of well, I
Hmm.
guess my normal book is slow rolling, but can't really do that here. And I think he made the right call, and he just really needed the dice gods to come through on him or
Yeah,
for him there.
and unfortunately, they didn't even come close to coming through for it.
They did not. He needed to toss a few more virgins into a volcano, maybe.
Hmm.
There's
Hmm.
some things he could have done. Maybe dipping a newborn into goat's blood or something would have been
Just all
helpful.
that
But
pre-game preparation that people
exactly,
tend to
that
miss out on.
that's expensive. It's expensive.
It is. It is. Yeah, and I mean, like it's 2020. Not everybody can find that stuff as readily, unfortunately.
Exactly. Yes.
With businesses shutting down and stuff like that, it gets tough. So it's
My
totally
goat blood
understandable.
distributor has been closed for quite a while. It's been
Oh,
tough.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah,
that's
thank you.
rough.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, like, I did enjoy the game. I thought it was a good game. It unfortunately, I mean, I started rooting for quozl pretty quickly, so unfortunately, it didn't quite go the way the Deathwalker wanted it to go. But I do think it was a good game. Lots of good gameplay on both sides. Boromir just playing to his strengths incredibly well. Um, I mean, like, not to knock his play at all by saying the map was great for him, because I mean he 100% had great gameplay. He was sniping figures that were going for Raylan for a long time, keeping that from happening. His
Yeah,
awareness of what quozl was going for, of where he needed to be on the board, and just like the setup, basically how to take his advantages and really just hammer them home was really really good. Like,
certainly.
Boromir's a great player, so.
Yeah, no, he really read this and really did the right thing. And Quozl did his best to
Mhm.
counter that, but there's only so much you can do. But
It's true.
definitely a fantastic game.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed this, and thank you so much, Ulysses, for joining me for this one.
Hey, certainly my pleasure. Like I said, I think I've actually seen every single episode, and you are pretty much what I do during work on Wednesdays. So
Oh, sweet.
I'm glad we could keep the commentary going and let you produce more videos because I'm pretty much just doing it selfishly so I can watch them. So
Hey, there you go. That's an okay reason for me. Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, I can not to brag too much, but I think I also have seen each episode, I believe. Um, but but yeah, no, that's it. That's a huge compliment. So thank you so much for that.
yeah, certainly.
Before we sign off, do you have anything that you would like to share? I don't know, describe anything, plug, or I don't know, anything you like to say to the viewers or to yourself in the future?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I think I mentioned earlier, maybe it wasn't on the cast, but I've only been playing the game for maybe 4 years or so. Got really lucky at Goodwill one day, and I've never stopped since.
Nice.
Um, but there are so many amazing Heroscapers out there. I mean, the folks with the customs, the VC folks, whether it's C3V or SOV, it's amazing. I don't know who made the Wildwoods, but that's like my 100% favorite faction. I just love the Wildwoods and how they play. So awesome work there, whoever was involved. Heroes of Middle Earth, super excited about that. The what is it? The folks who were doing the customs for the Magic the Gathering
Oh
figures, the
yeah, yeah.
Arena, the Valkyrie. Super excited about that. So keep going. Everyone who did like the live cons, the Heroscape Day, that was like my first tournament I got to play in, which I was very excited about. Didn't lose every game, so that was also cool. um, yeah, just all the makers from Chicano to Flash 19, from the old schoolers to the new schoolers. Yeah, just want to thank the community for being awesome and putting in like literally a ton of work. Like I don't know how many hours the Heroscapers forum has logged as far as work that's put into making maps and custom figures and play testing and all that, but it's pretty incredible. So yeah, just thank you everyone for making this game still be alive and something that I can play pretty much every week and always look forward to even new things that aren't released yet. So
Yeah, yeah, no. I mean, I think that's a great message and a great thanks, because I mean, Heroscape does have an incredible community behind it. That would be really cool if there was a way to calculate how many hours have gone into like.
everyone Mark your hours.
Oh yeah. Everybody should just start keeping track. 'Cause I mean, like, between the custom scenes and the maps that have been made, and like I mean, tournament organization, both online and in person, especially with the live events lately. Um, I mean, like, there's been so much that's just been done for this supposedly dead game, and it's
Right.
really really cool to see. So I think that's a great message. Yeah. Thanks for thanking people. I guess.
Certainly. No, I think we have probably a better community than plenty of games that are still being produced. So
Hmm.
very stoked about
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, so thanks again for joining me, Ulysses, and thank you, viewers, for viewing the product of me and Ulysses talking together. It's happy when people do that. Just the real quick usual plugs. Make sure that you check out the stuff in the description, because if you like this online con stuff, there are, I mean, like, you could check out other videos on the channel, but you don't have to just like stick with my annoying voice. You can read battle reports. You can look at the original thread. You can look at army standings. You can check out the filthy Twitch channel where ISB3 and friends casted some games as well. Those are really really good games as well. Just lots of stuff in the description. Check it out. Lots of good stuff that you can use to enhance your Heroscape indulgence, I guess. I like to put stuff in there so that people I don't know, hopefully never have a want for more material. But yeah, so that's that. We are getting close to the end of what I've got for the online con stuff, but hopefully you're excited for what else is to come with other online Heroscape seasons and the NHSD tournament. We've already got one game of that out, and there will be more to come for sure. So, yeah, that'll be us. Thanks again for everybody, and remember what a beautiful world it is that we live in. And this will be 10 points under and out.